Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we'll be talking about a newly shown item, this time from ThreeA. So I did make a video about this when the teaser image came out, however now we do have all of the official images. We have the price point, all the information, and the figure has gone up on pre-order. So here we have the Transformers the Last Night Megatron figure. Just like I did in my teaser video, I expressed how excited I was. The ThreeA is continuing to make some Transformers figures, and they're doing another Decepticon, which is great considering they don't do too many of them. I do stand by what I said in the last video that this figure is quite late. It's a solid year or two late to be put on pre-order. However, I am still very excited to see it put on pre-order. As far as the information on this one, now the new one, we of course have all the photos, and I'll be scrolling through them here in this video. But it's going to be a 19-inch figure with 70 points of articulation. Usually ThreeA is really impressive when it comes to their articulation on their Transformers figures. They're impressively transformed, or impressively articulated. However, I do find that the articulation on this one is a little bit worrisome. The poses that they put him in are somewhat limited. It looks like his arms and head have great articulation. As you can see, you get a nice tight bend there on the arm, demonstrated within like the right arm there with the axe on his shoulder. But his poses never have him doing anything with his legs, so that makes me worried that he will have limited leg articulation. Considering every single shot, his legs are just standing straight up and down, just very standard like. So the thighs aren't really articulated, the knees aren't articulated, and the ankles aren't. So he looks great from all the shots, but it is a shame to see that the articulation looks like it's pretty limited there. Here's a close-up on the shield. As you can see, this is just a nice representation of the detail throughout the entire figure, but it has a very realistic quality to it. It does look like a metal that's quite dirty and has the copper highlights, which look wonderful. I am quite a fan of it. The shield, I don't really particularly remember him using the shield in the film. I don't think it's an accessory that he used very much at all. None of the Hasbro figures ever came with the shield, so it's kind of a more limited accessory that you don't really think of much. And this accessory is only available with the Deluxe set. The Deluxe set is an extra $20, and the price for this figure, the Deluxe one is $488, and then the standard is $468. So it is quite a pricey figure. It's pricier than ThreeA's average Transformers figure. The other ones that have been of this type of scale have been about $430. So it's jumped up a solid almost $40 basically. I will say that Megatron is quite large. He's bulky. He's probably a little bulkier than Optimus Prime himself, and that can be contributing to it, but the biggest factor is just the break in time. Obviously, as time goes on, they always inflate their prices, and this is the most recent one. The last ones were put on pre-order a year ago, so the price has just kind of gone up. But overall, he does look quite nice. He does come with a decent amount of accessories. You get the blaster for his right arm, the kind of axe sword. You get the pieces to interchange his head so that you can go from the masked look to the unmasked look, which is very cool. And then of course the shield if you buy the Deluxe version. Here's the three different looks at his head. There on the left we do have the battle mask without the lights on. He looks a little dead without the lights. I'm hoping that in person you can still see the eyeballs, so it doesn't look like just an empty shell, because it kind of has that appearance there. The one in the middle is the same look, but with the lights on. The lights look wonderful. They really illuminate well, but have a really crisp look to them. And then the one on the right is of course without the mask pieces on, more of just his face. I think the face does look quite nice. It looks a little more rounded than it should. I feel like it should have more of an oval, like the mouth should extend a little bit lower in my opinion, but overall I do think it looks quite nice. However, both in the movie and the figure here, I find the battle mask just a lot more visually pleasing, and overall probably what I'd display him with. But yeah, as you can see, he does have some nice images of him wielding some of his weapons. And his hands up, he has those great menacing hands with the sharp fingernails. Look excellent. Yeah, the head looks like it has great articulation. The arms look like they're really well articulated. As you can see, the gun does have that kind of little hose that does attach to the back, which looks quite nice. As far as the lights on him, he of course has lights on his eyes. I believe that he has a light in the blaster too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite sure if there are any other illumination pieces on the figure himself, but he seems to hold the X quite nicely there. yeah, he has a great presence to him. So my biggest concern is the articulation in the legs, because everything else looks great, and the figure himself just looks wonderful. My, issue with the figure in general is the fact that it's just not a, it's from a movie that I don't like. I'm not a fan of Transformers 5. However, it's my favorite design of Megatron. So I am quite liking this one. And yeah, overall, I think that he'd look wonderful with my Starscream figure. I do plan to get this at the moment. Haven't decided if I'm going to buy it direct from ThreeA or wait until it goes on Sideshow. But I think that it looks like it's a fantastic piece, and cannot wait to own it. And I really do hope that they continue the line with the Bumblebee movie. There are certainly quite a few characters that I'd love to see them do, especially some of the G1 style design, Cybertronian designs that were shown in the most, recent trailer. So let me know what you guys think of this figure, if you think the price is worth it, and what you think of the 3A line in general. If you haven't purchased any 3A Transformer figures, you're definitely missing out. I've seen some people complain about the fact that they don't transform, but 3A, the transformation is more of a gimmick. They're going for just, photorealistic when it comes to the robots' designs, and they certainly hit their mark. My Starscream figure is probably one of my favorite figures that I own. It far surpassed my expectations when I did get it in person. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this Megatron figure, and thanks so much for watching.